See
We're the
this?
same.
We are the
Oh yeah, I see
same.
it now.
We are the same, you and I. Okay.
You are interchangeable.
So what I'm gonna do instead, being that everything has gone wrong, this is what we do while we wait for people to come in. We just, you
So
know, y'all, we wait
y'all
for people.
both mighty vicious. I'm just gonna be just Jinx Deadpool over here with my
All right.
Afro pick.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get her label. We're gonna remove her label.
Facts, Pandoku. There
Oh
can
my
be only
god.
one.
Okay, so we're gonna take her name. The label was the wrong thing. We're gonna take the name. We're gonna delete it. So then we're gonna go back in. We're gonna go back and write, and we're going to, um, um, we're gonna do text. There we go. We're gonna do text. We're gonna make new. We're gonna make a cat. There we go. And then we're going
A cat.
to Catico Jones. There we go.
I blame Catico.
All right. So
Only for being just for being the factor that must have messed this all up. You done got you done got your boy over there all flustered. and shit.
I'm doing all types of shit. But you know what? It's
Yeah, you
work.
got all kinds of magic going on and whatnot. Put
Yeah.
up the wrong
Y'all don't know.
podcast, shit, and all kinds of shit.
Yep. See, y'all don't know. I've been jumping hoops over here because we ran into just about
And
every
I do
problem.
apologize.
Every problem that
Oh,
one
I
could
don't
have.
really blame you. I just figure, if I didn't, he was just gonna try and he was gonna put it all on himself.
Oh, Joe,
'Cause that's
what's
what he
going on, my
does.
guy? What's going on? Thank you for joining. I'm just over here running through every possible fix that I could actually have to run into. But you know what? I got it done. So, welcome to the 13th episode of Geeks in the Hood podcast, where we will be talking about anime and how everyone's going to end up hating me by the end of this, because basically what it comes down to is I'm a snob.
Well, no, I really don't think that you're a snob so much as you just have really, 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 really high bars for like everything. And since nothing can ever hit those fucking bars, it just gets a little ridiculous. But that's just me.
Unfair.
That's-
That is unfair.
Ooh,
Because
ooh,
I have been
defend me,
watching
baby,
anime
defend me.
With quite a few years. And the way that I see it is he is more story and plot driven. He wants to see something new and exciting and not tropey at all. It kind of
I like story and everything too.
Fuck you,
I
Baron.
just feel we gonna have this conversation. Let's just
So,
get into the daggone
okay,
podcast
okay,
because then we'll get the whole thing out there.
Yeah. So basically, for starters, he dislikes 90% of anime. Yeah. That's pretty fair. Fuzzy, thank you for making it.
and how much anime is out there that's actually very
I was literally about to say the same thing. Like there is a lot of that they put out, and there is a lot of crap that does actually get put out, like just absolute crap. But
Salt. PJ Salt. So, let's go ahead before we get into the Everybody Hates Vicious clan. Big news that came out just today, even though I feel like it's been probably true for at least a year now, that Sony picked up Insomniac Games, the makers of the Spider-Man PS4 game. They bought them. So Insomniac ain't making games for nobody else.
Oh,
Just
shit.
Sony. Just Sony.
Yeah, I guess so. It's like that's our Spider-Man. You
It's
can't
fucking
even
awesome,
touch.
man. Xbox and
Y'all ain't
shit.
touching that shit.
So, we got that,
like
which is,
tangent from the anime podcast, perhaps, but okay.
I mean, I'm just saying. And then we have the fact that Disney set a new record to have 5 movies in a single year that crossed 1 billion worldwide.
Wow.
Yep. So that's it's looking real good for them. It's looking real good.
When does it not look good for Disney?
What do you mean? It looks great for Disney.
That's what I'm saying. It's never
Oh.
not looked good for Disney. Like,
Oh,
Oh yeah, yeah, no, no.
I mean, a few years back, Disney was in trouble, and then they just started buying everybody that did better than they did, and I can't hate them for it. So, um,
yeah.
next we have Kevin Smith is making a He-Man Masters of the Universe anime show for Netflix.
Yeah, and the Castlevania animation studio is gonna be on point with that one. They're on that, and I can't wait. I cannot wait because
I'm a
fucking
fan.
Castlevania is awesome.
Yeah.
That shit is awesome.
They said that the Loki series on Disney Plus spans 6 hours, which means shorter episodes but higher production quality. So they're thinking this
Very
is going to
nice.
be like Marvel, MCU quality movie budget for a series because of how short it is. So it's going to be good. It's going to be good. So last but not least, Vin Diesel says that Riddick 4 Furia is done. The script is done. So, yeah. I'd like to go more into that because of my love of Riddick, but I think we're just going to blow past that because we have tons of stuff that we need to get through today, including how judgy and picky I am. So, about 3 weeks ago, I wanted to do an anime show, an anime themed episode of the podcast so that I could just put out a list of my top 10 TV series as well as movies. But we're just going to bring them up in reference as we talk about our main topic tonight, which is one going to be what we thought of Cannon Busters from LaShawn Thomas. That's what we're going to go over first. Second is going to be the big Royal Rumble, where I have both of them sit back and tell me just how, I don't know, just how snobby, how much I smell my own penis, like stuff like that. So as far as anime, so you are really hyped about this, Jinx. So I'm gonna let you take the lead. Tell us about this Cannon Busters, my guy.
I'm hyped about it for damn well a good reason.
I mean, I never said it wasn't a good reason.
No, I know.
I'll say
when you say it like that, like you say it like you're hyped about it. Shit was whack. I don't want nothing to do with it, but it was good. But you're hyped. You go ahead. And I'm like, but no,
just know that at some point I'm gonna roll this right into the next.
I'm gonna intro this, and then I want to hear what your issues with it were, other than what you had said to me.
I would like to start out at least with what I liked. I mean, just go.
That too. Okay. I didn't know there was such a thing. I'm sorry. I thought you hated everything.
I would like to say for starters that this is not 2016, and I will not be taking such levels of disrespect coming my way. This is not 2016, okay? It's 2019. Maybe come on now. All right. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna mute myself. I'm just gonna let y'all enjoy.
No. Like I said, the way you made it sound was like there was nothing you liked. So therefore, like you did at first, and then it all just went out the window. And I'm like, oh, well, shit. Oh, Pandoku, that's my actual pick. See, Black Power, y'all, Black Power. That's what that is. I love it. Found it. Always. Got two of them. What?
Okay.
What?
So look.
What?
So Cannon Busters. Tell us what's going on.
What?
Tell us what's going on.
But all right, Cannon Busters. Cannon Busters was a comic book started by LaShawn Thomas. LaShawn Thomas is a production/character designer for several high-profile animated shows, including The Boondocks, Black Dynamite, Legend of Korra. He also did work for DC on Green Lantern First Flight and Batman, Superman, Public Enemies, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So he's been in the business for a minute. But he had his own comic book, and when his production and animation work started to really take off, that kind of got pushed to the side. He came back to it and wanted to bring it out as a graphic novel. Didn't have the time for that. So eventually he threw it in as a Kickstarter, and it blew up on the Kickstarter, and then eventually Netflix picked it up. He also did a short for Crunchyroll, and it was Crunchyroll's first short original animation. Those are, and him being a black creator and being able to create an anime, like an actual like official anime, not like an animation in an anime style. To me, that's a big thing. Like, whether this first season is absolutely perfect or not, I never thought it would be. But at the same time, it was a good start in my opinion. I really enjoyed the characters. I really enjoyed the world. Hold on a second. I gotta bring up what Mighty put up as his description of the show when it first hit, when he first started watching it, because it is one of the most succinct but ridiculous descriptions I've ever, and it was completely on point. It was complete. Kaneko, did you see this or hear about this?
Of it.
Okay, so this is what he says.
Yeah,
okay, all right. He says, it's like if you took Spike from Cowboy Bebop, but put him in a setting of Trigun with an untamed Mugen disposition, and paired him with the droids from Star Wars from a far-off kingdom that's reminiscent of Warhammer, being attacked by the villain from Silverhawks who has Ultron's ability to control machines and Doctor Strange's magic. It's a lot.
That's perfect.
And
that is absolutely
I am
perfect.
completely correct.
You are absolutely correct. Like, the whole time I was watching it over the weekend, like, I was like, well, there goes the Mugen. Oh, there goes to this. Oh, there goes to that. And it was just like, but it was, in my opinion, like, the issues you brought up that you had with it to begin with are issues that I have with regular just anime to begin with, especially when we get these like 12 episode pieces. Like, when they put them out in these 12 episode bursts, we always end up with that stuff feels a little rushed, we didn't get enough story, stuff didn't get explained, and then we get hit with a bunch of shit at the end, and then boom, cliffhanger, and now you're sitting there waiting for the next stuff. They did that, but at the same time, I was really enjoying it for what it was. I have issues with it. We'll discuss those when we all discuss our issues, but I really loved it. I thought for what it was able to pull from all the different genres and all the different works that it obviously took influences from, it did that and then took it and spun it on its own and spun it in its own way. The fact that the majority of the cast is color. I thought it was at first it was kind of jarring. Like, it was like, I'd never seen this before. Like, wow, there's all these brown people in an anime, and wow, and but they're just people. And that's when it really struck me, like, oh wow, this is awesome. Just because, like I said, they're just people. It wasn't about them being brown or anyone being, or the samurai being the one Asian dude, and it was just literally a world. And I kind of wish they had done more with it, but I liked what we got from the start, and I thought it was a very good way of bringing in people to get them excited for what's to come. Because I have the same feeling with a lot of anime when they start. Is like, okay, but I don't even know what the hell's really going on right now. I watched Drifters, and I thought that was an amazing anime, but at the same time, I was like, I'll just throw a whole bunch of shit at me, and then just left me hanging. I think that's like an anime issue, not a trope. It's just an issue because of the way that they put it out.
Okay, so Katako has only seen up to episode 6, so I would try not to go into too many details.
I'm not going to go into any. I'm not going into any details other than what I just said. The way it ends, leaving you kind of, you want more, but better than most. They were stuck. There was okay, we wrapped this up, but now we're going on.
Okay.
So I did enjoy that aspect. It wasn't you completely left me hanging, and now I gotta wait 9 months, and I'm just sitting here faint out waiting for what's coming. They did a good job of wrapping up the little story that they were starting to tell, and it was like, okay, this is the next chapter that's coming, and this chapter is going to be different.
Okay. Now, Katiko, what did you think of the series with
Thus
what you've
far,
seen? Yes.
well, it's entertaining. The characters are engaging for sure. I love the dynamics because there's obviously a disconnect, but also a harmony between them, which is interesting. And I like seeing that play out because there's, on the one hand, he wants nothing to do with these bots, but on the other hand, he understands that he kind of needs these bots.
Mm-hmm.
That antithesis is it's interesting to watch. At the same time, I'm interested to learn more from the point I've seen about the cannon busters
Mm-hmm.
and and why she is the way she is. She's supposed to be a friendship bot, badass weapon that just goes apeshit whenever her friend is in jeopardy or in danger. I'd like to understand why that is.
And you will
Things.
know.
There's a lot of things that I am waiting to find out.
Indeed. So, what I really liked about the anime when it first started up was the fact that it really got rid of a lot of anime tropes and it replaced them with more of like a gritty, realistic underbelly of how things just worked. Like things you would notice in the background and shit like that was, it just really was
Funny.
like, oh, that feels fresh. So I really liked it. I really like the main character, though I do find him to be uh, extremely underpowered, and
Yes.
and that does bother me just a bit. I
Well,
don't
don't you
need
think
to. I don't.
immortality balances that out a little bit?
It
And
does.
that's actually what I was gonna. That's what I was about to say because you got to think about it. Most of the times when our main characters are ridiculously powerful or adept, but they also get hurt easily and often.
Yeah, and see the thing is I get that, and but I feel
Or
like
human?
the balance is if you know the oh god, it's slipping my mind as I bring it up. Blade of the Immortal.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that manga. So he was a skilled swordsman who got sloppy because he's still a great swordsman, but he's sloppy because you can't kill him. I don't, with the main character as he stands, I don't understand how he survived long enough to make it to the situation where he got his abilities
I
because
mean, I saw up to that point.
because his skill level doesn't match him being in that situation.
Well, the way
Well,
they
he was
said
a
it
kid.
yeah, I was gonna say they basically said it happened to him as a kid, and then he really hasn't done anything up until most recently when he got most of those numbers on him.
Okay.
That has only happened recently.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Okay.
give that the last like maybe 5 years
Okay. All right.
because of the simple fact
I
that
did.
the
I
way
did.
that
I missed
also
the
with
part where it was
the
he
way
was
they
a
talk
kid.
about how he's been this legendary bounty that people have been after and whatnot. He's been doing this for he's been on his own doing his thing for a while.
Yeah, I mean, I get that.
So
I just missed the part where they said that he was a kid when he ran into the witch.
Mm-hmm.
oh, it was when the one dude it was in that one episode where the
Okay.
one thing kept sucking
So
anyway. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
the plant thing kept giving him flashbacks.
either way, if you haven't seen Cannon Busters, go watch it. LaShawn
Yes.
Thomas is extremely talented, and that's kind of part of the reason I have the views I'm about to go into. But that's going to spin us right off into the main conversation. And the main conversation being uh, basically what makes anime great and also what makes it suck. And
Um,
and I got the whole suck part. Y'all don't have to worry about
Well,
that.
I'm just gonna go out and channel our man Red, and just say that titties make anime great. I just wanna go say that. Titties make anime great. Opie all the way. Um, I just had to get that out of the way. Now we can move on to the semi important topics now, because the most
Okay.
important topic is out of the way. So, see,
That's
See,
Sandoku
good.
understands.
see, where I sit is that when I first started watching anime, back when everybody thought it was all hentai, and I could only go to New York 3 times a year, I would go to Chinatown and get the black market VHSs that didn't even have subtitles on them anymore. What intrigued me about anime and continues to intrigue me when the anime is good is the fact that it used to be the case that that was the only place you could go as a growing child into adulthood and find stories that, as far as animated, that could actually, they showed you the darker side, the more realistic side of life.
Mm.
And I'm not sure who I'm. Nah, let me just continue. Just have an echo. Um, so for me, it was that, and then you had the fact that they weren't afraid. Yo, I'm really getting a high echo now. I don't hear it when Jinx talks, but I hear it when Katako and I talk.
Well, that's weird.
I'm gonna try to go through it. It's just when I'm hearing myself, it makes it hard to talk. Um, so basically, that was the thing. Is when I watched anime, it was like the new fresh thing. Nobody understood it. I got made fun of. People said I was a pervert and I liked tentacles and shit. And I was watching like Ninja Scroll and like
Facts.
Dragon Ball. So either way,
Can I? I'm a go way. I'm gonna jump in the Wayback Machine as well. Before I even knew about the shops and all of that, um, I was hanging out with one of my friends from school, and he was like, "Have you ever seen Akira?" And I was like, "No, what the fuck's Akira?" And my mind was blown. I had never seen anything like that before in my entire life. I had never seen an animation. And now you gotta remember, this was not my first introduction to anime, because obviously we had all been introduced to anime one way or another at some point. Speed Racer, Voltron, Robotech, all of those are actual. Those are anime. You know, they're just the westernized versions. But we saw, even Gotcha Man, Bird, or whatever you want to call it, Battle of the Planets. We saw some anime, but that was the first time I saw anything
You saw
like
some
you said,
dub
mighty.
anime. It's completely
Yeah,
different.
exactly. And that was the first time that I saw anything that was like adult. Like it wasn't, and I'm not trying to even be funny. It wasn't even the fact that there was some nudity in Akira. It wasn't even the fact that there was all the extra violence. It was the fact that there were these ridiculously realistically drawn backgrounds, and the lighting effects, and like the fact that I was watching it, and it when someone created this, they filmed it like it was a real, they drew it and animated like it was film. The lighting aspects, the lights, the tail lights when when the motorcycles were going by, like the music, the score, everything about that was above any level of any animation I had seen before, whether it had been Transformers the movies in theaters. It was on something that it was just on some ridiculous level. It blew me away. And it,
Because, like, Akira was actually one of the in anime at that time. They spent
oh yeah,
so much money on that film.
oh I
It was
know,
high production.
oh I know, but and that's what got me into it, like knowing that they were putting this much production value behind an animated movie. Like, and then I ended up, and then a couple of years, and then about a year or two later, I was hanging out with some friends, and they had Ninja Scroll on, and I'm like, oh, what's this? And they're like, it was Ninja Scroll, and obviously it wasn't even called that. It was the Wind Ninja Chronicles, because it wasn't the dub version. So, and then from there, I just fell in love with all kinds of stuff, and anything I could find, if it had an interesting story and interesting characters, I was all for it. Fell in love with Iria soon after that. I don't know if you guys have seen those, but like that's a classic
Yeah,
in my
Zerum
mind.
the animation.
Yeah, exactly. Zerum the animation. I was just talking about that with someone today because they were like, it came up on my Amazon to buy, and I'm like, man, I had that for the last like 15 years.
Yep.
That as soon as I saw that on the store, I was like, I had to grab that. And that's one of those. That's what anime does to you when it gets its hooks in you. You can't ever really get away from it. Like, whether you take long breaks or short breaks, you don't get away with it because it becomes ingrained in you because you're looking for that next amazing experience
If it
that
ever
you have.
comes.
Yeah, exactly, if it ever comes. And you know what the last couple ones for me were, and you have them on your list, Mighty. Summer Wars, Red Line, like. Sitting at home watching those by myself, like, yo, I gotta tell the world.
Yeah.
Like, these movies are fucking fantastic.
Now,
and people are like, yo, why are you so excited? And I'm like, yo, you don't understand. Like, when I talk about Redline and how that was like one of the last cell animated movies, and then you see it on the screen and it's just beautiful.
yeah.
And you're just like, what is this? I don't care. Just shut up and watch it.
Well, I feel like that's one of the strongest points of anime is that it really takes you outside of your world.
Yes.
It fans upon your experience. Like, you can be a NASCAR fan and then you watch Redland, and it is that many steps above.
Yeah, exactly. And you're like, oh, okay. So that's how you animate a car race. Okay. Okay. Yeah, no, I
Like the
definitely
next
hear you.
level. Yeah.
Now, let's, because I think I figured out what it is, but, hey, Red, or, excuse me, Jinx.
Hey, Dad.
Can you, turn your headset mic down a little bit?
I can.
Not super much. Like, I still want you to be able to hear us, but I'm talking right now. Have you turned it down?
How's that?
Let me see. I can't hear myself. Cool. So, basically,
I was up too loud.
yeah, it's all good.
Wanted
It's all
all
good.
of your opinions to be heard. I understand.
So, NASCAR. What the fuck is that?
Because Kaneko was talking about Redline and how she was like, if you watch NASCAR and you go running around in circles, that's boring. And then you watch Redline and you go, oh, that's how you. Okay. Well, I understand what you're saying because literally in anime they make everything fucking exciting. I literally just watched a minute and a half of a clip from some cooking anime, and they turn that shit into some like epic scene, and you're
When
like,
was it?
wait, but you're like, but they chopped onions.
Tell me it was Food Wars because that shit's amazing to me. I love that fucking anime.
Probably.
He's like, I
Probably.
don't even know what the fuck it was.
I don't know what it was called. And the worst part was, some dude was literally doing a live action version of like the animated scene. So he's like sitting there and he's like, cha 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 cha, and the onions is in it, and the potatoes is in the air, and I was like, oh shit, oh okay, okay, and then they in the fryer. I was like, oh okay, like all right.
So what new trends in anime are you liking?
I'm liking that CG is getting better, but they need to learn, and they're learning when and when not to use it.
Okay. I've only seen
I'm
really 2 series use it completely well. One being
I'm not saying all of it.
one
None
being
of them.
Land of
Which one's
Lustrous.
what?
Land of Lustrous. That one is on Amazon and is fantastic. Is very beautiful. And the other one is probably the one they just put out on Netflix. I think it's King and Asura.
King and Ashura.
Yeah.
Yeah, King and Ashura. That one, that was actually one of the better ones. I actually also liked what they did with Ultraman.
I haven't finished Ultraman yet, but I intend to.
The
Kate?
CG on that was not bad at all. It wasn't jarring. It really didn't. It didn't take me out of it. I would almost say Baki, but Baki goes back and forth so much that's what makes it jarring. Is that like 1 second they're like 2D, and then the next thing.
Baki is what makes it jarring.
Yeah.
And
The motherfucker's so swole they can't even wipe their own ass.
Exactly, but I mean, but you know what? I still love me some Baki. I love me some Baki, and I love me some Kengan and Ashura. I love both of those shows, but I'm also liking. I hope the trend doesn't get to be too big, but I like their take on superheroes. All their takes on superheroes, because
Wait, which series is this?
all of them basically.
No. I mean, what
One
series?
Punch Man.
Okay.
No, I'm
One
talking One Punch Man.
One Punch Man is
My
fantastic.
Hero Academia.
Oh god.
Tiger and Bunny. Like I love the institutionalized need a license aspect to it. I like how each show is taking their own, taking their own license with it. But I like the fact that it obviously comes out of how Japan is, but I like that it's so different than what we put out when we put out superhero stuff.
One Punch Man is perfect. My Hero Academia is tolerable. I find most of the show to be garbage. I think I do like their take on superheroes. However, the way they're telling the story, as with all Shonen Jump created things, is the trend I hate the most. Yeah,
the Shonen trend?
Yes, because it happened once with Dragon Ball, where they get to tell a long story showing the evolution of a person from childhood all the way up till when they have a family and all that fucking shit. Cool. Dragon Ball originated it. They did it. They pulled it off in multiple series. I'm good. Why is every fucking Shonen Jump story the same story? It's the same fucking story. That
There's
bothers me.
nothing like Dragon Ball Z.
It's all about that's, you know what? You're right.
Oh,
but
shit, he's
in that is the problem. See, Tokyo ESP was good. I like Tokyo ESP.
I liked it.
You're right in the fact that it's not like Dragon Ball Z, because they didn't take the formula of how they told the story. They took the formula of how long it is. And that's my problem.
Saying is they serialized it, and that's nothing like what Dragon Ball Z was.
I mean, Dragon Ball Z or
Ball
Dragon Ball.
was a complete story.
I said Dragon Ball.
Period.
Period.
If you're gonna be Mighty, you really can't be mad at them for serializing a story that's currently still ongoing.
First of all, Dragon Ball is serialized.
That's what they do. That's what anime does.
I never said
There's
anything
usually
about
a manga first.
serialization.
There's usually the manga first.
I didn't say anything about serialization. My problem isn't that they serialized it. My problem is that the way they're telling their story it's not warranted, or the length is not warranted for the story they're telling. And this is
how do you know? Because
and this
what
is,
if the
okay?
see, here's the
this
thing.
is how I
Unless
know.
you
This is
know
how
what
I know. This is how I know. Because the same problem I had with Cannon Busters. To me, that first season should have been 6 episodes. The other 7 episodes, they didn't tell you because let me start with this. Back in the old school when every anime was 24 to 26 episodes, everybody knew that the first 12 episodes were basically them building and fleshing out the world so that you knew how everything worked and you got to know these people and the situations they get into. That was the purpose of the first 13 episodes. Around episode 13, the end of it, everything would hit the fucking fan. All the shit. A galaxy full of shit would hit the fan. And then you got the crux of the story. But what they're like, whenever someone tries to do something now, and this is why I said I probably wouldn't have had as big of a problem with Cannon Busters if I had gotten all of it at once, because then I could just write it off and keep going. But the problem is the problem is that they didn't actually expand or grow the world.
No, they grew the characters,
in my opinion,
and that's what you don't appreciate.
They had the same interactions, forcing no new emotions, and not just Cannon Busters. Like, I don't want to pick on it because, like I said, I enjoyed it. But
in other series, there is a lot different things happening. In Boku no Hero, you actually get character development. You actually get character growth.
Yeah, you really do. You really do. That's actually the reason why I thoroughly enjoy that show, is because there's a lot of character development in that show. That I'm actually shocked at how much character development is in that show. But to go back to his original point about with the length of the episodes and how long the show's going to be, the shows that you're referencing knew they were only going to be that long. In other shows, in cases of like Dragon Ball Z and all those other ones, they either got ahead of their source material, or the source material was currently still ongoing, and therefore they had to write fillers to try and keep up, or they were going to write stories that had nothing to do with it and alienate people, which is what they've done before, which is why we had to get a whole new version of freaking Full Metal Alchemist. The whole point is like, if they know it's going to be 24 episodes, you can know what your beginning, middle, and end is. So therefore, you can do what you would like them to do, which in the cases of a lot of these 24-episode seasons, that gets done. Don't get me wrong, there are a bunch of them out there that still fuck it up, but for the most part, the ones that are that, they get it right because they know they have a beginning, middle, and end. Cannon Busters never made it past its second freaking issue. I'm sure my man has a fucking like 35 volume Bible, but he's got to try and figure out how to get that into a certain amount of time in for the episodes. Plus, this was all done for the Kickstarter. So let my man's fumbling a little bit. I get that. But when you can't really say stuff like Dragon Ball, Naruto, or any of those fall into those, because they're following a formula of the manga. And once, again, they get ahead of the manga, or the manga takes a break or something, or once they start messing up their timeline, they have to start making filler episodes. That's just the way the fucking industry goes. Because if they don't, then they're going to create something that doesn't go with the manga, and then the fans will revolt, or they're going to flip out, and then they're going to end up spending more money because they're going to redo a whole other series of it. There's been at least 4 instances when that's happened. Hellsing, Full Metal Alchemist,
Hellsing the second
there's
series?
another one too. Hunter x Hunter?
Hellsing
or Hunter x Hunter, however you want to pronounce it.
Hellsing the second series? Is that what you're talking about?
No, the first series, because that was the remake of that was a remake because they redid it.
The original series was how many episodes?
Of what? Of Hunter x Hunter?
No, of Hellsing.
26.
Of Hellsing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 26.
Perfect.
And the reason, but it didn't follow the story of the manga because they started getting ahead of the manga.
I don't care. Like, that's the problem. Is that what it comes down to is that if that's the problem you run into, then my assessment is still correct. Because everything I always say to Katako is, if you need 300 episodes to tell your story, then you don't have a story. And you're saying that they get ahead
Not
of the.
true. Not
They,
true.
No, because they're telling multiple stories. That's the thing. It's not like they're trying to tell one story and then be done with it. They want to tell a story and then can tell another
well, they
story.
definitely can't. Well, they definitely can't tell one story, because they.
Well, the Naruto is they
Blue
might have gotten
Exorcist?
ahead at
I
one
actually
point,
didn't
but
mind
they
that
caught
very
up
much.
at a certain point because Naruto is one of the ones that I have actual issue with because I love the manga of Naruto. It tells a story, it tells it well, and the series they put little weird filler seasons in there that are not necessary. I finished reading the manga.
See, right there.
Before they
You said filler season.
and there are like 20 filler seasons in Shippuden. It's ridiculous.
See,
it's impossible to watch.
I'm okay. See, okay, I'm okay with a filler episode or two, but a season?
Yes, like 12,
Plural?
6, 12
A filler
episodes.
season? That's a little
there
much.
are so many. There is so many, and it's impossible. I love Naruto Shippuden, the manga. It tells a great story. It does it well, and it's very, very inviting, and like it just has so much interesting backstory that they tell. But the anime ruins it for me. Tells all this unnecessary shit, and it goes off on weird tangents that you're like, what the fuck is even happening right now?
And I don't know
The
I don't know
story.
a long anime series that doesn't do that. I mean, that now they might not do it to the extent of Naruto, mind you, but
Oh, they didn't
what
do it like that.
but
They had
but,
episodes.
But my thing is that is shitty storytelling. I don't care I don't care for what reason you're gonna excuse it, but that's shitty storytelling. If you don't have the story to tell, then why are you telling the story?
They have the story to tell.
And that's why they
I'm not excusing it, but that's
and
like
that's
saying
why
that-
they
that's
don't
like, that-
hold on. That's why they don't get a pass for it. If they have the story to tell, which she's been caught up with the manga. If they have the story to tell, then put it out. And when you need more story to tell, don't go, we're going to go animate 6 seasons worth of filler. That's trash. I don't care how you cut it. That's trash.
I agree with you on that. I think that's a dumb process. That's why I don't watch most of those.
That's my
shows.
only point. That's my only point. Is that
But you
if
can't
you have
say,
to
see,
take
but my
those
thing is
moments,
you can't really say Cannon Busters is doing that yet because we don't know how long the series is going to go.
No.
They
Because
might have actually needed
I never got to finish my point on Cannon Busters because it got side-railed or derailed onto another topic. But what I was gonna say is that in my opinion, they didn't expand the universe or the characters really. They just kept putting them in situations that really didn't have anything to do with letting you know the world. It's just, hey, it's this dusty town. Oh, hey, it's this dusty outpost. Oh, hey, it's this place. Oh, and something happened. He dies again, comes back. Oh, that character that they set up that could be cool. Oh, gone already. Like, they just, like, that's my issue. Is that, whereas when you, and I know you're going to sit back and say, well, you're comparing it to a great legend, but just like in Cowboy Bebop. In Cowboy Bebop, they spent a lot of time on a lot of things that had nothing to do with Spike's past or Vicious. But they fleshed out the world and the motivations of the characters within that 12 episode span to where it didn't bother me at all because they were telling the story, getting you involved in the characters. That's
actually a problem with the serialization then. That's the problem. Is because these are based on mangas that have gone for hundreds. Whereas Cowboy Bebop, Trigun, things of the past, those originals that we kind of draw our love from as anime fans, those were stories that were told. And they were told well within a certain time frame. But what we're talking about, they can't be compared. Different beasts.
I say we'll see. Because, like I
I
said,
mean, when was the
that's
last
that's
time?
why
When
when
was
I
the last
brought
time?
this up, that's why when I brought this up about canon, I was like, first and foremost, I want to know how long it's going to be. Because, like, I know they probably can't give out that information, but if they were like, okay, there's 12 more episodes, even if they were to say, hey, there's 24 more episodes, hey, even if they were to say there's 50 more episodes, I'm like, okay, word.
If the story is good.
If the story is good, I'm down. But from what I've been
I'm down
shown
with
so
My
far,
Hero Academia
which may
because the
be
story is
negated,
good.
which may be negated by the actual length of it, it could be good. I just don't feel that they built the world up as much as they intended to within that first season. And Naruto and all that other Shonen Jump shit, yes, that is its own animal because they are just out of control.
Yeah.
But when
I
I said that they were telling the same story, I was speaking more of the fact of My Hero Academia, Black Clover, the new one we just fucking started, which you were like, it doesn't even look like Shonen Jump. I was like, it's Shonen Jump. I had no idea if it was or not. But it was the same story. It's always about the down and out kid who goes on the journey to prove that he's great and that everybody's been wrong about them his whole life.
you
That's
do realize that Bleach doesn't fit into that, right?
Bleach is the only
Talk about
Shonen
Bleach.
Jump that I was actually interested in a long time. And then I started watching it, and I have other issues with it, but I will not say that Bleach is bad. I just say that it's too long. And that's preference. That one is preference based. Because when I bring up things about length, I'm not saying that just their length is making them bad. It's the fact that when I start watching them and paying attention to their story, I feel their story is being told bad. But then again, apparently, there's character development that apparently people find worth in. Everything that's happened of worth as far as character development in My Hero Academia could have been summed up to me so far. Could have been summed up to me probably in about, how many do we have so far? We're up to 40
something, I think.
Is it 60 something?
Oh yeah, it's more than 60 something.
Okay.
No, it's
well, I
yeah,
believe
60 something.
of the character development that we've had, they could have shrunk that to about 30 episodes so far.
Yeah,
Nah, because then
What I love
because then when
about
you
it-
do that, then you get rid of then you stop paying any attention to any side characters, and then no side characters get any kind of development.
Well-
and I actually like some of the side characters in that show.
I like the
So that-
idea of the
that's-
side characters, but I think they're all worthless anyway. They never but we can get into that at another time. That's
no, let's get into it because I love the side
Uh-oh.
characters in My Hero.
And you know what? Let us stop calling them side characters and call them what they're actually supposed to be called, supporting characters. Because that's what they
actually
are.
have their own
They really
story.
do help support the show and support the main character.
Yeah. Suchan is one of my favorites. I love her.
Okay. I believe that and I always say this, and I know that everything is not supposed to be done the way I want it to be done. I know that everybody tries to at least start out somewhat with a vision, so I'm not marking them down on what I'm about to say. It's more so how I see it. If they had started the My Hero Academia when he was already an adult, when he was already a mainstream hero, and then brought in those characters to flash back into everything we've seen so far, it would have been better to me. That's just me. I'm not saying that unequivocally universal truth, I'm correct. I'm just saying that to me it would have been better because
Yeah, but
I
My
don't
Hero Academia-
I don't see the character development.
It's
I don't
about
go ahead.
his journey to becoming the top hero. It's not about him already being the top hero. That comes from the very first intro, the very first episode. It's about him
Thank you, Fuzzy.
become that. And I think that all of the people around him support him and show him and help him learn how to become that. And I think that's why they're important and why their stories should be told. Verse and about his life and about what
It's
he experiences every.
it's completely uninspired in that aspect to me. I really love the designs. I love the heroes. I think All Might is fucking awesome. Todoroki and all that shit. I think they're cool, but I don't get I just don't see the development that couldn't have been done better and taken less time.
See, that's this thing. As someone who like writes and stuff, because when you rush shit, it doesn't come off right.
I don't think they'd have
It's
to
not
rush.
like this isn't a show where they've actually spent episodes on filler. Like, this is actually like every episode actually moves the freaking story forward, except for those recap episodes at the beginning of every season.
Can we get rid of those
every
recap
episode
episodes
literally
though? Can
moves
we agree
into
on
the
that?
next one and moves the story forward.
Can we agree on that? Can we get rid of recap episodes? Like,
Yeah.
I fucking hate
even
recap episodes.
Even what they had to do for the beginning of season 3, and I was like I'm watching it, and I'm like, yo, this is a recap episode. Why are they trying to play me?
Yeah, I
They're
hate
like,
that.
just do it. Either just do me a recap episode or don't. 'Cause
Especially-
really, I don't need you to sit there and have everybody talk and we flash back to the most important moments of the last season. Because guess what? That's a recap episode.
Yep. I can't. I just like, for me, it's whenever I get to something, I'm like, oh, it's about to heat up, ladies and gentlemen. And I click that next, and it's the recap episode. I want to chop my fucking screen in half. I fucking hate that. So at least we can agree on that. But I don't feel.
no.
I just don't feel like they'd have to rush to get across what they've gotten across so far. Most of people's evolution that we've seen so far, I mean, the only character evolution that I would say at this point was super important other than the main characters, like the real ones, was the what is it, what's the dude? Warren Peace is what I like to call him.
Bakugo.
No. The one that can do ice and fire. Makes me think of
Todoroki.
Yeah, Todoroki. Makes me think of Sky High with that kid whose mom was a superhero and his dad was a villain, and so he was Warren Peace.
Disrespect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that.
Yo, I like Sky High. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, yeah, the little scenes dealing with him, his father, and how it affected that in battle. But honestly, if you cut out all the other horse shit that didn't matter around those things, honestly, that could have been done in an episode. In one episode.
Yeah, but then it wouldn't have felt real. It wouldn't have felt real without all the stuff that happened that led up to it. Like, the way you're talking is, it's like, if you do this, then we're literally just doing time jumps in these people's lives. And the way that show goes, it doesn't do that.
And that's why I said that I don't like the format. Because I don't want to do, it's not that I think that it can just jump around. It's that the idea that they're going to start at the very beginning and work their way all the way up doesn't interest me. It's the format that I don't like. But I'm not trying to I'm not trying to tell you how you should feel about a series. I'm just telling you how I feel about the series.
No, I know.
And I feel that
But I'm
it
just
can
saying-
be done better, and that they chose the most formulaic Shonen Jump way of doing this story when almost any other way of telling it is more interesting.
Well, my thing is, now that we're talking about all this, I'm waiting for the other shonen trope to happen, and I would absolutely love for it to happen here, and I actually think it would make things better for you for the series, and I call that, and I literally call it the shonen jump, the time skip. You know how they did a time skip in Dragon Ball, they did a time skip in Naruto, and whatnot. Like, I think this show would actually
it's going to be in another 6
skip.
seasons
Like,
from now.
Finish season 4, and that's the end of his junior year. or his second year, and then we're pretty much jumping to the end to his third year, because isn't it they only do 3 years?
And
All
yeah,
what I always tell Kate is that like I stopped watching Naruto,
Me too.
sequentially, and this is my problem and why I say that it is a flawed format. If I can leave your show for 120 episodes and come back to it and still know exactly what you're doing, then you wasted time. I did I did that I did that I did that 3 times over the run of Naruto. Actually 4 times over the run of Naruto. I would leave for
Naruto
hundreds
Shippuden.
Naruto into and Shippuden. All of it. I just kept leaving. And then I would come back and I'm like, "Oh, so we're here." Cool. And I still understood everything that was going on. Nothing was out of place and nothing
didn't
felt
understand
alien.
what had
So
happened.
so if that's the case, I'm sorry, but your format is bunk in my mind.
I know.
You're not wrong, but you're wrong. You're not wrong, but you're wrong, because you know exactly what's happening still, because it's the same story and the things that have been happening from the first still in play, but you don't know what's happened to the characters since then.
And it didn't matter. Oh, wait,
I know.
wait, wait.
I actually. I'm not a. I know. I don't
Hold
agree
on.
with him, but I understand what he's saying there,
Hold-
because I felt the
I need-
same way when I walked up into my boy house and I hadn't watched any Naruto or Shippuden, and I literally was like, "Yo, what's this?" He's like, "A Shippuden. They fight," and I was like, "Nah, you ain't got to tell me nothing. They fighting these bad ninjas, and and the chakra, yeah, I got it. We good." And that's it. Because with Naruto, the shit is literally a cycle, and it just keeps just going around and round and round and round. Same with Dragon Ball. And as much as I love Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z and Super, that's exactly what it is. It's a cycle, and it just goes round and round. But that's why I like My Hero so much, because it isn't that same cycle. And
Go ahead, Kate.
That there is a cycle, and Naruto is trying to break that cycle. And once you finally realize that he is the break that cycle, that's when the story actually gets interesting.
So
yeah, but I'd have to go back like 500 episodes just to be able to do that, and I ain't trying to do that. There's just so many.
if you can't keep me interested enough to stick with it for those 120 episodes I missed, you failed. As a
That's why I like the
storyteller,
manga better.
as a storyteller, you failed because it wasn't
And
that
you-
I was because it was already like 300 episodes before I even started going. So if you're sitting there and I'm like, okay, I know I'm in this for the long run, let me go ahead and start it. If I know I'm in for a long run and you can't keep me interested for that long run that I already know is there, then you're not doing your job, or it's just that the series is not pH balanced for me. And I'm like I said, I'm not sitting here telling anybody what they can love. I'm just saying how it comes off to me, and maybe my emotions and my hype over my own opinions offend people. But I'm sorry, like I was raised.
Apologize to me, babe.
I
I'm
was
just
raised.
saying,
No, I'm not
read
apologizing to either
the
y'all.
manga.
Fuck y'all. No, I'm just playing.
No, if you really want the story, read the manga.
What I'm saying.
It doesn't do it justice. It
All I'm
doesn't.
saying
The
is
anime doesn't.
all I'm saying is that I believe that history has shown that there's, because of other titles, that there are ways that you can expand and tell your own story and make it original and not fall into these tropes of storytelling that anime has. And I think there's a way you can do it and make it yours, and it can be beautiful. But when you have these people rehashing the same fucking shit, they're doing the same basic storyline. Like you said, when I turn on Redline, I don't give a fuck about racing. I don't care about any of that shit. And the first thing I saw was a dog person, and I was like, oh well, that's weird. but I was like, you know what? This art style looks boss, and the story that they're telling off of the first 10 minutes automatically was like, I'm in. Now I get there's a difference between movies and series.
Yeah, I was literally about to say that.
I know
like,
you
bro,
were. I could see it. I could smell
can't-
it on your brow. But a perfect
Like,
example.
you can't do that.
Okay. Well, perfect example. Let's go with I mean, any of my favorites. Okay, like a series right now that I don't know whether or not it's going to be super long or not, but it feels like it could be. Made in Abyss. Made in
If
Abyss.
they ever remake another sequel.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming. They've already said it's coming. So it Made in Abyss. It's
If they
on
make
Amazon.
That a million episodes. I'll watch it. That shit is amazing.
It's on Amazon, and and it's great. And unless they fuck it up, they have told a completely enriching story with characters that is.
Is that the Viking one?
He's not a Viking, but he does have a hat with horns.
No, okay, no. There is a Viking anime. That's why I was trying to see if that's what that was.
Okay.
A pit that is the Abyss.
Yo, 3x3 Eyes, the original
That's
OAV.
Thank you, Panda. Vinland Saga is the one that I was thinking of.
Yeah, Vinland Saga I actually heard about today. I haven't started it.
Yo, I watched the first 5 minutes of that shit, and yo, seriously, yo.
All right. Part-time, thank you for dropping by. Freecino, anime is more of design than placing and speed. Maybe the design of it, but as long as you got a story up there, you don't get a pass. That's where I go. I mean, that's basically what it comes down to for me. One of my favorite ones, or you at least have to have a reason. For instance, Record of Lodoss Wars, one of my favorite old school animes. Record of Lodoss Wars. I never did Gangcrest, but I intend to go back and get on.
Talking about the 12? Are you talking about the 12 episode OVA, or are you just talking about the 4 episode jump off?
I'm talking about just the OAV. Okay. Record of Lodoss Wars. The fact that they create, because I'm at that time I was into fantasy, but I really wasn't really into like D&D type stuff yet. And the whole thing that made me watch that show was the fact that these dudes sat down basically when they were in school and played a RPG or a tabletop RPG, and they recorded all of their movements and all of the stuff they did. And then years later, they made an anime out of that record that they kept, of the actual game that they played. Now, that's amazing. That deserves a watch straight off of just, like off of premise, off of idea.
That's the first time I've ever heard that part of the story?
Oh, is it? Man, that shit blew my goddamn mind. I was like, I gotta get it. And some bitch stole it from me. I know you're out there, bitch. I'll find you. Anyway.
Oh, you can go get that easily.
Yeah. No, the internet exists. I don't have to find nobody. Anyway.
I was gonna say you should. I shouldn't tell you that I have it on my hard drive back there. Then should I?
Yeah. So I mean, I think we've gone over. I think we've gone over where where we are going to agree to disagree, and I don't disrespect either of your opinions on the matter, because I have fought many a night with Kate.
My opinions on sport animes.
I have a quick question though.
Oh boy.
Other than Dragon Ball, because I know that was going to be it. What is your favorite long form anime?
I try to get out, but they pull me back in.
No. I'm not asking. I'm literally asking you what your.
What long form anime? How many episodes?
Over 20. Oh, okay, yeah, that's a good one. Over 50.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. If World Trigger is what I think it is, if I'm remembering it correctly, that should look like it was drawn by a goddamn child. Um. Uh. Hmm.
The disrespect.
Actually, see, and I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say over 50.
It really does.
So,
No,
over the 24.
Kate, you said you didn't like it either. We tried to watch it. If World Trigger is what I think it is, I'm
I
looking
don't
now.
remember World Trigger.
I'm trying to look now to see. Let's see here. World Trigger, because it was like slightly computer. Is it what I
oh
think
god,
it is?
that looks horrible. That looks horrible. It looks like someone wanted to make an anime, and they were like, let's make it like Ruby, but let's not like commit to the style.
You know what? That is actually very accurate. That's very accurate.
They were like, we want to do it, but we don't want to fully commit to the style. So we want to make it look kind of anime, but we want it to look kind of like Ruby.
You know what?
All this and all.
I'm trying to look because this doesn't interest me at all from what I'm seeing, but it doesn't look like what I was thinking of when I was first talking about. This doesn't look like it. So I take it back. It wasn't World Trigger that looked like it was drawn by a child with fat crayons. It was something else that now I'm gonna have to figure out exactly. Let me see. I'm trying to think of the long.
I'm
like,
trying to wait. I'm waiting for you to say like Gundam or something, because those usually run. Well, the old ones ran at least 40 to 50. Like I know Gundam Wing was actually pretty damn long.
The Gundams were pretty damn long.
You know what? Because I can't really say at this moment. I would probably have to say none of them. I've enjoyed many, but I can't think of any that I would dare put on my list. That's just the truth. I think the longer as it, guys, it's been fun, but I need to get back to focusing on work. Take it easy. You do the same, Pandoku. Thank you for jumping in. Yeah, I'm just because I can't think of one that has truly been like great for me from beginning to end. None of them would go on my list, so I can't really say anything. I love the designs of Gundam, but I've always found it lacking.
Alrighty.
That's just
As far as mech animes go, I agree.
I was just thinking. I just thought of those because those are the only other really long form ones that I could think of off the top of my head.
Ooh, actually.
Oh no, Yu Yu Hakusho. Fuck.
Yep. Yeah. Yep.
Yu Yu Hakusho.
I was about to say it. That's it. That's exactly it. That's the one I would probably say.
Completely forgot about that shit for a second.
That actually, yeah. Now they're flowing in. That Rurouni Kenshin.
Yeah, there you go. That's another
Yeah,
one.
Rurouni Kenshin meant a lot to me. That shit hit me in my soul. So I really like that.
Facts. I hear you on that one.
Even though I haven't seen all of, no, I won't even mention it because that's Baron Rufus's favorite. Baron, you want to tell us? How many times this man has watched this shit? Duke Togo.
Really?
That Duke Togo though.
Oh no.
Yeah, yo, this man has rewatched the series like I swear it has to be like in the. I watched it 4 times a year. God damn, he's watched the whole series 4 times a year.
For my own heart.
So, yo, but yeah, I would have to say Rurouni Kenshin or Yu Yu
That's right. Take that
Hakusho.
swig.
That would
Yeah,
be it.
yeah, Yu Yu Hakusho. Yeah, yeah, that would probably be mine.
And one
I
of
would
the
have
and
to
the
say.
the whole reason I got into Yu Yu Hakusho was because I saw the dude form the gun, the gun.
The spirit gun.
Yeah, the spirit gun. I saw like a fraction of a second of a clip, and I was like, "What is he doing?" And then I went on a hunt to find that anime to try to figure out. I was like, "Yo, this motherfucker is holding up the finger gun." I love this shit.
I actually caught it when they were airing it on Adult Swim.
Yeah.
And I remember watching it at first going, man, this is some budget Dragon Ball Z. And then I kept watching it and I'm like, wait, no, this shit is hard because they don't have senzu beans in Dragon Ball. So people ain't getting magically healed and brought back to life. This is real. Like when someone gets fucked up, they done. And then Hiei showed
They're
up.
already dead, so.
And then Hiei. And I was like, yeah, nah, that's my dude. That's my dude.
Yeah, that go. Um, I'm
Apparently, I have a thing for short dudes with spiky hair. Because Vegeta and Hiei.
So you have a thing for anime. Yep.
Yes,
that's
yeah,
basically
absolutely,
it. There
yeah,
you go.
and and I like me some Todoroki too, and I actually have to laugh because every time I watch My Hero with Jacinda, I literally laugh out loud every time Bakugo comes on screen because I have to go, God damn it, I didn't think there was anybody angrier than Vegeta in this world.
So, there was a time, and I will say, there was a time where I would only watch anime movies. And
Oh, you elitist fuck.
what? What?
You, because talking about you'd only watch movies.
Yeah, because I mean most series at the time were just watered down horse shit. I didn't miss anything. Know how I know? Because no one told me to watch anything. And I've always had friends that have been balls deep in anime. So if they don't tell me to watch something, then I know ain't nothing out there. So,
well, speaking of movies, I'm about to put a link up for something that's coming out in the near future.
I'm waiting for that new Studio Trigger. I'm waiting for their new shit because to me, if you want to talk about series like Gurren Lagann and Kill La Kill, belong very close to the top.
What are they putting out?
It's called Premiere. They just released the trailer, I think, yesterday, and it looks fantastic. Okay, what am I listening to? What is this?
Sorry, that was me. I'm trying to shut. I was trying to. It started playing before I could get to it.
No problem. I was just
I'm
wondering
putting
what it
links
was.
for this. It was a trailer for this anime. I'm putting a link in the chat to called Black Fox.
Oh yeah, I watched that short.
That 7-minute short. Yo,
yeah.
First of all I could say was I wanted to watch it because I was like I didn't know what it was and I thought it was an anime, like a series. And then I watched that 7 minutes. I was like, oh yeah, I can't wait for this shit to start. And then found out it was a movie. I was like, motherfucker, now I gotta wait like another 6 months and change.
I wasn't interested until you just said it was a movie.
And then Crunchyroll came out. And so Crunchyroll's in charge. Yeah, watch it. Check there. I'm interested. That shit look crazy. Little ninja girl.
Little ninja gal. So, if you had to pick just 3 movies, what are your what would you say are your top anime movies in no specific order?
Like my top, or the ones that I would just suggest that people just need to see.
Need to see.
Because there's a difference.
Need to see. Let's change it to need to see.
Need to see.
Kate,
right.
You gonna be formulating this in your brain?
I was gonna say, do I have to go first?
Oh no, Kate! What happened? You look so. Are you okay?
It's just
Huh? You cut out. What was that?
Tall
It's a
order.
tall order you're
Oh.
asking for her. Hmm. 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 Hmm.
Right.
I would have to
And
say
movies. And no,
just
they've never seen any
no,
movie.
no, no, just movies. What I would say is Sword of the Stranger, Tekken Concrete, and Ponyo.
All of mine are going to be Miyazaki movies.
Yeah, I mean that's good.
That's the problem. That's a big issue because I
Yeah.
was as I was going through my mainstream ones and whatnot, I was literally like, but then there's like the whole Miyazaki catalog or the whole
Yeah.
Studio Ghibli catalog.
Just Ghibli.
What is?
All of Studio Ghibli.
Okay. All of Studio Ghibli is one of hers. Okay.
um, Ghost in the Shell has to be seen. Mm. I really like, oh, what's that one called? Their list with the guy who's turning into a tree and it's
Origin?
post-apocalyptic. Origin. There we go. I love that movie.
Yeah. Thank you. See, I knew there was a reason I liked you. Because I mentioned that to most people and they're like, I ain't never seen that before. And
See,
I'm like,
and I was also thinking to myself, like, what's something I could show people that wouldn't automatically just be too far out? Like that would basically inspire someone to be like, there might be something to this anime. Let me go check out some more. Like, whereas I feel like if you throw Ghost in the Shell at somebody, like it might automatically before the credits are over be way too much for them. Like they'd be like, "What
That
the
is
fuck is
anime.
going on with this bitch?"
You can't
Sensory
sugarcoat
overload.
anime. Use it for what it is.
I know there's just levels
It's
to people.
best.
You have people out
Alright.
here who won't see specific movies because it's listed as a sci-fi. So like
And
if you have,
obviously they don't need to see anime then because they aren't worthy.
well, I mean real movies, but yeah, I'm just saying they might be more susceptible once they get acclimated to the art form. But like I said, it's I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just saying that's what I would do because I can barely get people to sit
You
down and
have
just
to
watch
have
something.
An open mind. You have to have an open mind to watch anime. That's
All right.
that's a prerequisite.
I'm gonna go a little left. I'm gonna go because normally I would always say Akira, but like what he just said, there is that aspect of though in the first 15 minutes of that movie, they're gonna be like, what the fuck is going on?
So what's the last 15
so
minutes?
oh god, the last 15. If they've made it to the last 15 minutes at that point, then they pretty much deserve to see that last 15 minutes. I would say Steam Boy.
Ooh,
Nice. I love that one.
nice.
Um, Princess Mononoke. If I'm gonna do a Miyazaki one, and not do
Favorite.
Spirited Away, even though Spirited Away is my personal favorite, but I would do it Princess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And uh, see, I'm kind of going. Oh, Spriggan.
Ooh.
Yeah. See,
Nice.
Spriggan was on my notable mentions list along with Jinro.
Nice.
Jinro's very good. I
Yeah,
was going
and
to actually.
Paprika.
I was. Ooh, Perfect Blue is another good one.
Yes.
I was going to say Summer Wars
It
because
is
I
a
thoroughly
fantastic,
enjoyed that
fantastic
was
film.
mighty. Did you know that Summer Wars was one of the ones that I was actually given when I was still working at Beyond?
No.
That was the first. That was like one of the first things that dude sent to me to review. Like after I finally sent to me that I didn't just pick up on my own and review. He literally was like, "You want to review this?" I was like, "I don't even know what this is, dude." And I looked up the description on Facebook. I mean, not on Facebook, on Wiki, and I was like, "I don't know. This sounds, I don't know." And then I put it in, and I was stuck.
Yep, that shit is it's a great family drama.
And that's what got me is because I was not expecting that, and like the more I watched, the further I got sucked into this family and their little idiosyncrasies and how they're like connected to just like everything and I'm just watching like, yo, this shit is crazy. And then the grandma, how can you not like the
Oh
grandma?
god, the grandma was a
Oh,
badass.
the great grandma. Excuse
Exactly.
you.
Yeah.
Oh, great grandma. Yeah, excuse me. So
Um,
it was one of those it was just one of those movies where like when I try to explain it to people, they're like, I don't know if I want to watch that, and I'm like, dude, just watch it because I said the exact same thing, and that's how it gets you is because you're watching it, and in those 15 minutes you're trying to figure out where's this thing going, and once it gets going, it doesn't matter if you care or not, you're on for the ride.
See, I
Yes.
saw the trailer and I fell in love with the family before the trailer was over. And I was like,
Oh, see,
because what they showed, I mean, most and the fact that I love bunnies, like bunny humanoid bunny designs. I
oh yeah, dude,
I
I
oh
can't
love
god,
believe
them.
that.
So when I saw that, and
I have
then
a shirt.
the little naked baby running around and the family chasing him, I was like, I'm in. I'm good. That actually warms my dead cold heart. So let me go ahead
I
and
actually got a shirt from that too.
yeah. Oh
Yeah,
shit.
because I got the special version with the mini Hanafuda deck.
Nice, nice. Oh god, Kate squee.
Oh,
Yeah, like I saw it, I was like, I have no idea how to play this, but I want to play some Hanafuna now.
so
Because I
many
was at the
rules.
end, I was watching that shit right. I was right in there, right along with the. We're having a good time.
You know what? I think
This is
that's what I think I might do that tomorrow. I think I might design me a bunny character.
Dude, go for it.
It's been a long time since
His
I've
name's gonna be
tried it.
called Bunny Vicious.
Bunny Vicious. Wow.
Last one you did was for part time, right?
Oh no, I didn't do it for him. I just let him have it. I had done that
Oh, and
like
that
2 years
that
prior.
Yu-Gi-Oh movie that you're talking about, that was fire. I can't lie.
Little Witch Academia, I still need to finish, but I do like it so far, even as kiddie as it is, and how much time they waste. But they they don't take too much time. They don't take too much time in between things to keep me interested. So I was actually very interested in where that show is going to go. Silent Voice.
Never heard of that.
I just read something about that. Like it might have been earlier today or yesterday, but I have not seen. So now I guess we're gonna go on for our last. This is a quick round. This is a speed round. If you what are 3 series that you would give that someone would need to see?
3 series. It's 3 series that they need to see.
Yes.
No prerequisites, just from my opinion.
Yeah, just go, baby.
Uh oh. Here we go.
Yeah, girl, tell them what they want.
Basket.
Did you say Kuroko no Basket?
Yes, because I
Yes,
like
she said-
sport animes.
Okay, no, I was just wondering because it halfway cut out. All I heard was basket, so I was like making sure.
Basket case.
Okay, so Kuroko no Basket. What's the other one?
Oh. And
Do we need to come back to you, Kate?
I just did my 3.
Did you hear him?
No, I didn't hear the third one.
Star.
Okay. Outlaw
Did
Star?
you say Outlaw Star?
Yes.
Okay, because she keeps breaking up. All I heard was Star.
Yeah, I think it's just that by the time she reaches volume and it starts to pick her up, she's almost ending with the sentence. But it bees like that,
I
baby.
love
Don't
Outlaw Star.
it bees like that, baby.
I
Don't
love
worry
Outlaw
about
Star. Wait, yo, seriously? She winning some serious points on my side right now. She said she wears some serious points. She said Origin and Outlaw Star. Come on now.
that. Said don't say fairy tale. Ghost
Dude,
in
I
the Shell,
just finished
standalone complex.
rewatching Outlaw Star like a couple months back.
Let's see. So, okay, Ghost in the Shell, standalone complex, Steins Gate, and Last Exile. All right. I see you,
Not bad.
Fuzz. I see you, Fuzz. Not bad at all.
No, those aren't bad at all.
The Lost Exile. I thought that was.
All right, so I'm not gonna go
series.
last. I'm not gonna go last this time. I'm actually I'm gonna go second this time. I'm gonna go with Blood Blockade Battlefront, just because that shit is completely off the wall, and I think everybody needs to see it, and that shit is funny as hell. I'm gonna go with my Yu Yu Hakusho again, because if you're gonna watch a fighting series anime, I think that's the one you should do. And on that other note, I'm gonna go with Hellsing Ultimate for a nice, super, ultra violent, bloody, messed up anime.
Violent.
Okay.
It doesn't get much more violent than that series, except for like freaking Berserk.
Berserk does get more violent.
I would probably go with. I'm limiting myself to ones that are done already. That aren't coming. So One Punch Man can't be on my list yet. I would say. Actually, I can't do FLCL either because of the new seasons that they've come out with. The second season already came out. The third season is the one that needs to come out.
Yes, that's what I meant. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
So, which I haven't seen any of. I'm kind of afraid that they've ruined FLCL. So what I'm gonna go with,
Come on, babe.
I'll go with Gurren Lagann because I believe that as far as series goes, it could possibly be the best there is.
Still have not seen that yet.
Gurren Lagann is absolutely amazing. Photon.
Christ.
Listen,
Yeah, you need
I
to
want to
see that.
start it, but I want to start it, but I don't. I'd have to buy it or something.
Photon, Idiot Adventures. And I would probably end it out with. Samurai Champloo.
That was a good one. My friend
Yeah.
has a Mugen sword.
How are you guys with
Oh.
music anime? You'd have to talk to my wife on that one.
Hi.
Yeah.
What anime do you have for me, Chet?
Oh yeah, no, I know who he is.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I know who he is. Tank is my fucking ringtone right now.
And by the
From
seatbelts.
Cowboy
The
Bebop.
greatest
Yeah,
The
that's my
greatest-
ringtone.
soundtrack ever for an anime.
What? Cowboy Bebop?
Cowboy Bebop done by the seatbelts.
I don't
And
know about
yeah.
favorite, but it's way up there. I like Ready Steady from
What's
Can't
being
think of it.
discussed right now?
Alchemists, Full Metal
Full Me-
Alchemist, Ready Steady Go.
Are you talking
There
about
we go.
openings?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
yeah, well,
my
that's-
favorite.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, that's Larkin
openings, yeah.
CL. So
Okay.
that makes sense for you. So,
Ow.
all right. Well, Let's see. Made Carol and Tuesday. Wait, what? What is made Carol and Tuesday? It's lit. What's Carol and Tuesday? What is that? Is that something new that Watanabe has done? Because if so, I will start it tonight.
He's like, I will be listening and we will be grooving. Oh shit.
What is this? What? Oh, music anime. Part-timer Carol meets rich girl Tuesday, and each realizes that they found the musical partner they need. Together, they just might make it. Well, that's interesting.
Oh, this looks like and it looks, huh?
Yeah, I'll.
Okay, that's
I'll,
a trend. That's a trend. That is a trend that I forgot to mention that we are seeing a lot more of in anime right now, and that's people of color. And yes, they're not all done well, but they are showing up a
Yep.
lot more.
And right when
And,
they are,
I mean,
we have the
he worked one of because the reason why I even mentioned this is because I went looking for the Carol and Tuesday thing, and I found the Wikipedia page, and then I went to and then I went to Watanabe's page, and because I was looking at that picture, and I was like, wow, that looks like that one anime, that Hatchinen, what do you call it? And come to find out, yeah, it all connected. So
Michiko Tohachin.
yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Great anime.
Yeah. So I would like to point just as the last, because we have reached our end time, and I wanted to point out
This is the end.
the fact that you said that a lot more dark-skinned anime characters are showing up.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and the racists are coming out of the woodwork immediately.
It's true. I agree with that.
Yep, because somebody was like, wrote a sarcastic article earlier that was like, Cannon Busters is great because it has black people in it with exclamation mark. And I was like, oh, cool. You're one of those. So, first of all, I would just like to say, first, they say if you don't like it, make your own. And now that people are making their own, now they still have a problem. Because what they were trying to say is that basically the only reason people are liking it is because it has black people and we're in a, politically correct.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh yeah. Oh, they'll come out for anything, But that's okay. They're just salty, sad people that can sit in the corners of their mom's basement, typing on the internet. It'll be all right. But I thank both of you for joining me, for getting a little
It
heated.
sound like I had a choice, man.
For getting a little heated with me. You always have a choice. No,
there is no. I'm just fucking with you.
But I appreciate y'all joining me, and especially Katiko, because she's been fretting actually joining me
Showing
for a long
her face
time.
on
Yeah,
the internet.
yeah, showing her
Well,
face
show it
on the
again.
web.
Show it again. Come back again. I liked having you here.
Yep. Y'all could tag team up on me. It was fun. Y'all got a little fire in you. There was fervor. Yeah, I loved it. That's because
He was like, y'all was actually defending y'all shit. He's like, no.
yeah, that's what I like. I like when people come at, because the thing is the only reason I come off as angry man is because, like, I'm like the way I express my opinions is just so verbose, so powerful, and then so bold, and yet humble. And the only thing that like, I have nothing that offsets me when I do that. So it just sounds like I'm just being extra aggressive, but I'm just actually trying to just say how I feel.
Being you, babe. You just being you.
And I have many feelings.
Well, we appreciate it. We appreciate the fire.
Yeah. and I appreciate having that fire thrown back. And y'all were like, "No, motherfucker," and I was like, "Oh shit!" And it was, and I was, hey, Baron, you chose not to be in this tonight. I wanted you in here. Yeah,
there's a whole corner that you could have been in, but no.
Yep, look at that corner. It's just empty, just looking for you, baby.
It's lonely.
Let me tell you. Hold up. I know I can tell you. Show you just how. Wait, here it is. Just how easy it would be. See that right there? That's your thing. All your stuff is right there, right behind. It would have been so easy. It would have been so easy to have you. But anyway,
Babe,
I'm multitasking right now.
I know.
I know
Babe.
you always busy, Baron. I'm still surprised you came to that one 2 weeks ago. I appreciated having you here. Baron is like my mentor, so I just I appreciate having him around. But yeah, Kate, did you have anything to throw out? We throw out the red carpet usually for the other host. You want to anything you're doing, up to, interested in, excited about?
New episodes coming out of October and Shokugeki. I'm very excited for those.
Shogun Cookie?
Shokugeki.
I like the way you said
Shokugeki.
that.
Okay.
Yep, Meigoren.
Yeah. May go Ren. And Jinx, any goodbyes? Anything you got really coming up that you want to throw out to the people? See, Pandoku said he heard Cookie
what?
too.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get into that one because I like her on my side right now, so I'm just gonna stay there. Yeah, I would love to the next time we do a podcast, if y'all let me know what y'all would like to see me actually start playing. I'm looking to start doing that soon. So, like, Spider-Man, World War Z, Borderlands 3 when that finally does come out, and Dauntless are the things that I'm really looking at right now. So if y'all wanna watch me play, let me know next show what y'all want to see me play. And
you know what? That's what I was
start playing that.
So I was meaning to do real quick. I'm gonna add
What?
as friend. I'm gonna add you as a friend as well, so I can see you whenever you get on, as well as doing some other shit. So yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, thank you everybody for joining and sticking it out with us. I appreciate you all. Now we're all gonna go. Kate's gonna continue taking sips of her drink, but now in comfort instead of fulfilling this obligation to me as her husband. And
Hey, listen,
I'm sleeping on the
if she
couch
needs to-
tonight.
if
I
needs
so
actually enjoyed it.
I was gonna
Good.
say if she needs some liquid courage the next time she shows up, that I'm okay with that. I'd just like her to show up again because we had a good time.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. I want her to be a regular. So we'll get to it, and thank you all of you for joining. Is there somebody that can be rated? I mean, you know what? Fuck a raid. We're just going to end it today. I appreciate you all.
But babes.
Look, I just know that I'm not sticking around because I need water. I'm so parched right now.
And I need to eat.
Yeah. See, and I mean, we're just going to be cutting down their viewage, all right? So this is all I'm saying. All I'm saying. We're going to support the people later this time around. And thank you, everybody. We love you.
Peace.
Yeah.
Oh, he wants us to raid Big John.
Oh, he's on. Okay.
Oh, so now you're going to go raid somebody because your mentor told you so. I'm just
Yes.
kidding.
Yes,
And
that's
not
exactly.
because his wife told him, so that makes sense.
Hey, because you're supposed to not do what your wife says.
Thanks, Fuzz, for
Yeah,
coming
so-
through. I appreciate
So you can get in trouble for it later. How do you can't get in
I'm
trouble? if you
I'm
don't do
already
it.
on the couch. I can't do much better. Much worse. They she gonna come and take the couch out. Just throw it in. Just throw it in the front yard.
Word.
Now you
go-
sleep on the
you gonna go to
floor.
the bathroom and come back and it's gonna be a floor.
Yep. Yep.
Babe, what was that noise?
Picture.
Nothing.
You paint a funny picture for me right now. I tell you what.
And
What was that noise? Nothing.
we have
So-
rated.
This is terrible.
I was gonna say, are we rated?